You all have got to be the biggest pieces of trailer park trash The Rock has ever seen. Cody, The Rock is going to do everything he can to prevent you from finishing your story if you smell what the bloodline is cooking. Truly, Heel Rock is back for a limited time, but it may be the best of times, the blurst of times, stupid monkey. I'm amazed I could write anything at all. The Simpsons. Back when The Simpsons was really good, and this was back when The Rock was channeling the best of his work. Nevertheless, I'm John Wrighton with my review WWE Smackdown from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, home of the Jazz. Karl Malone, John Stockton, two of the best NBA players, really of a particular generation, and two goddamn motherfucking idiots. Karl Malone, a creep. John Stockton, a fucking crackpot. Don't know why I decided to dump on two Utah Jazz players, but nevertheless, they are taping next week's episode as I'm recording this. I'm not going to be watching next week's episode. I'm not going to be reviewing it. I'm not going to be reviewing the March 1st episode for a few reasons. One, it's a taped episode next week, as I just said, and March 1st through the 3rd, I'm going to be working a whole lot. In fact, I'm actually going to be working from the 29th all the way through to the following Wednesday, a lot of hours, and I just don't have time to go back and watch SmackDown. So I may pick it back up on March 8th, and then I will revisit and revamp how I'm going to review weekly stuff once WrestleMania season is over. That being said, let's get into it. So, 11,000 people according to WrestleTix. The capacity can go to 20,000 for concerts. And Dwayne parks his truck like a lot of people do. A lot of douchebags with big vehicles. So Kevin Owens took on Dominic in a chamber qualifier match. And, well, 5 minutes in, the show started. Well, the match started, that is. Truth showed up, calling Owens Miz because Truth is just funny. Actually, Truth is funny. I just think this whole thing's getting a little bit played out. Owens having to carry Eric Watts 2.0. Dominic is fine at getting, reactions from the crowd, but he's just not very good in the ring. A frog splash for 2. Dominic nearly cracking his knees, missing a frog splash later. He tells Truth to get him a chair. Truth gets a chair, sits down, and then we get the pop-up powerbomb 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So Kayla isn't interviewing Drew. What brand split? I mean, yes, I know Drew is a lone Raw superstar in the Elimination Chamber. And gee, I wonder if that's telegraphing at all, beep, 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 if he is going to win the Elimination Chamber and challenge Seth Pheasant Rollins. Whoa, 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 whoa. At WrestleMania. And then LA Knight comes in. And Drew basically says to him, well, they'll turn on you if you don't, do everything they want and everything they need. And if you aren't everything inside them that they wish they could be, you will not reach the vertical horizon. LA Knight then called him an old-timer. LA Knight is 3 years older than Drew. That made me laugh. Kayla is then with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, and then, I know it's Pete Dunne. I know what his name is. I just refuse to call him Butch. It was such a stupid name. Dominic shows up, and basically it's going to be him and JD against Bate and Dunne on the taped SmackDown. Tiffany then took on Zelina in a qualifier match. LWO Hollywood and LWO Wolfpack were either at ringside, just in the front row, or literally at ringside, right by the ring, which is by ringside. If Zelina had done that Hurricanrana any slower, she would have gone backwards. Tiffany did the moonsault, and I was worried that Zelina really got crushed. That really looked painful. Tiffany won. That was brutal. I really do hope Zelina's all right. She did get in a bit of a tizzy, or in a bit of a brawl with Elektra Lopez just before that. And Tiffany hits a beautiful moonsault, gets great height, but she's got to figure out that distance better. Because that's not the only time she's landed badly on somebody. And I'm not blaming her. Just saying that something bad is going to happen either to her or her opponent, and it's not going to look good. So then there's OC in fighting, while Mia Yim was just hanging him right out there. And boy, AJ Styles possibly feuding with Gallows and Anderson. I can't wait to not watch that. Damage Control of Io, Kairi, and Asuka, just with subtitles berating Bayley and talking about Dakota. And man, I want them all to berate me in Japanese. I don't have issues, you have issues. AOP then beat Javier Bernal, and Bo is afraid. I actually don't know what Bo's last name was. Nothing against him. And everybody got demolished, the jobbers that is. People felt bad about Javier Bernal. One, I hope he's alright. Two, he goes home to Tatum Paxley every night. I think he wins at the end of the night. So, Byron interviews Logan Paul. He wants to win and go to Australia. That's all I have to say. 50 days until WrestleMania. Raw recaps. Logan Paul took on Miz. And a match that was alright. But also, you got one member of Logan Paul's entourage involved. And anybody that wants to be involved in Logan Paul's entourage, you're just as soulless as he is. And quite frankly, you don't deserve any happiness. But that being said, Logan Paul, as far as in the ring and on the mic, is taking it seriously. He won after the brass knucks foolishness and won with some weird finish, but he won. And then we get Jade, who skinned a chandelier. What was that outfit? Seriously, that was weird. Tiffany was yelling at Bianca and Liv, and Nick was like, this is not the time or the place. They were literally sitting 10 feet from you. If that. I think you could have said something before. Anyway, Grayson Waller effect with Cody and Rollins will be taking place at Elimination Chamber. Naomi has a new theme, by the way. Paul Heyman is talking to Grayson Waller as two waitresses go into the Bloodline locker room. And then we have Naomi versus Alba Fire with Isla. Jesus Christ, Isla. God damn. Isla is like one of the most naturally beautiful women they have on their roster. I mean that with respect. But, yeah. This match was alright. I like Alba. She's got unique offense. It's nice to see Naomi back. The weaponized ass to the face just always makes me laugh. I didn't know could Isla choke me like that. I, again, don't have issues. You have issues. And keep an eye on Isla Dawn. Can do. Isla kept trying to interfere. It did not lead to a victory. Where Naomi got some kind of weird trap, arm trap, and then got victory, arm and neck trap, and got the victory. And that's your main event match, because then Bayley's going backstage. Dakota says to her, hey, they're going to attack me, Damage Control. I need your help. We're going to have a tag match at Elimination Chamber. I think that's going to get officially made on the tape Smackdown, I'm guessing. And then we're going to have Dakota turn on Bayley at Elimination Chamber. Because, one, it'll be in Australia, which I know isn't New Zealand, but close enough. Close enough for rock and roll, even though they're entirely different countries. And then we can get Dakota being full-on heel on her own. Maybe not in line with Damage Control. But just like, Bayley, I trusted you and you wouldn't trust me. Aldis then says, I've signed Braun Steinbreaker, who just won the NXT Tag Titles with Corbin. Another short-lived tag title run. Wrestling. The Bloodline makes their entrance. And about 5 to 6 minutes later, Roman starts talking. He calls the city of Utah, well, he actually calls the state of Utah all idiots. The Rock comes out in a vest that is pretty much channeling a shirt he wore in the Attitude Era. I forget exactly what year. It was 99 or 2000, I think. Not 99, 2000, not get the cool shoe shine, da-da-da-da-da. If you get that reference, I love you guys. The Rock, full on heel here, the largest, gathering the trailer park trash The Rock has ever seen. Talks about Cody, finishing his story. Crybabies, all that. Okay, it wasn't his best material, but at least he was having fun. Let's just enjoy the fact that The Rock is a heel here, because at least they're leaning into that. This totally was their plan, by the way. Absolutely their plan. They didn't actually plan to shove Cody off to the side and go with Rock and Roman. Tweet, 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 tweet. But they had to pivot because everybody was so upset. I mean, I wasn't, but, I fully recognize people like Cody, and that's okay. He will stop Cody at any cost if you smell what the Bloodline is cooking. Everybody holds up the ones while Rock does this. I don't know why that made me laugh. And that's it. That is it for SmackDown. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. And once again, no SmackDown review for the next couple weeks. And Raw will be reviewed on delay. When I'm done watching a Regal mystery movie, whatever it is. Anyway, see you soon.